your relationship to benefit each other
Right.
without getting a tangible gain.
Absolutely.
Did I miss it? No, maybe it's this intersection. Yeah, it's up here.
So I I'm not sure. Like, I just gotta tell you now, so you don't like. I don't know if you want to do this police station. I don't know if it matters, but I am willing to waive my right to the attorney for your other questions that you had. But then I
Okay.
also have a couple questions myself, I guess.
Okay. Let's get the car stopped. We're almost there. We'll just kick up the speed a little bit. My new favorite
No
place.
rush.
Nice and quiet.
I found a little cave
This is tough for me to
up
say.
north that's really nice to
All right.
get some time away.
You're
To
an
think.
above
Oh.
average detective, senior trooper.
Thank you, yo prick soul.
Really?
For the follower, my heart is happy. My heart is happy. That was interesting. Almis Parker just surrounded by all sorts of terroristic gang members following that court hearing. It's great. Very professional lawyer they also had.
I personally, if that was like something I was dealing with, I probably wouldn't want them to come to the court case unless they had to.
People don't always make a lot of sense. It is what it is. I figured it would be very difficult to prove. At the end of the day, I personally believe that she cannot be trusted as an officer and should not be rehired. That's just my opinion.
Was she suspended?
She is suspended right now. Oh, nice. Hammer.
Ooh, this building, yes.
It opens right up. I would still go over this little wall and just beat the security system. Oh, I guess it doesn't go
I
off.
ain't got nothing. You took it all.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I just spent $7,000 on that heavy pistol.
Oh, maybe you'll get it back.
Oh man, is this a dungeon, Kelly?
No, I'm not taking you to
It's
the
not
dungeon.
worth it. I'm precious cargo.
A little ways out, but it is quiet. Oh, what can I do for you, ma'am?
Well, I guess
If
I'm
you're
gonna
going
answer your
to make a
questions.
statement, I'm going to ask questions. Just remind you of your rights. You do have the right to remain
Of course.
silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in a court of law. You also have the right to an attorney. The attorney present during any and all questioning. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed free of charge by the state if it is available. Do you understand those rights?
Yep.
And with those rights in mind, are you willing to answer some questions?
Yes.
Okay, let's start off with what you wanted to say.
Well, I was obviously took the time to think about everything that went down yesterday, as it was a little nuts, to say the least. I
I'll agree.
guess I was wondering. First, if there was an option to not have to go through the attorney and the court system to where I can make a deal with a lesser charge. for a plea? So I guess a plea deal.
They'll be with the district attorney or the ADA.
Okay. So I would talk to him about that
Yes.
or her. Um, and then my other question was, what is your personal opinion on the difference between a kidnapping and a false imprisonment?
Kidnapping involves moving somebody from one place to another against their will. False imprisonment would be restricting or restraining the use or the movement of an individual, like blocking them in. So if I stood in front of that door
Mm-hmm.
and said, "You're not leaving," that would be unlawful imprisonment.
Right. Okay. Do you think that someone that has been kidnapped would be like they would be scared, right? Normally, right? I mean, I would probably. I don't know.
I can't speak to the mindset of an individual.
True. Yeah. Would you expect them to contact the police after? Is that common? Like, I haven't personally, as an officer, had a situation like that. I usually, if they get taken hostage or something like that, we get to talk to them after, so they don't get a chance to really call.
Yes, they would contact the police.
Right. Okay. Well, I sent you the dash cam from the other night. I'm still trying to find the other one about my nice pants or something, but I've not been able to. I mean, I've been on duty a lot, so there's a lot of dash cam to go through. But I found the one from the other night where I was asked if I would go on a date with Mr. Lombardi, where I told him that it was a little inappropriate, and he laughed and said, "Yes, I know. I just want to see what your reaction would be," which I think is also inappropriate. Were you able to review that?
I did review that.
Okay. Was that something that you're looking for, or you need more?
The more the better.
I know. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is useful though. I do have a follow-up question to that, or a couple of
Okay.
questions, if I may.
Yeah.
Number one, did that make you feel uncomfortable? You didn't feel comfortable working with him at that point in time?
I would say that I did, and I've others like when I'm off duty, I did like speak on it and how annoying it would be and that sort of thing. But like my my thing is, I feel like I'm a pretty tough woman, so I try to just like, well, I have been trying. I kind of failed a little bit yesterday, but I've been trying to ignore my emotions sometimes and just like think about the end goal. And at that time, the last few days, and you can go through the records and verify this, with my reports, that was the only person that I was able to get to help me with progressing through the cadet phase.
Did you feel like
So
you had to ride with Mr. Lombardi because nobody else was around? But you would have preferred not to?
um, most of the time, he was the one that was available, as I did spend a lot of time waiting, but I wasn't against it just because I knew that he was trying to help me get to deputy. Whether it was like his own like personal reasonings for doing it, or actually believing in me or wanting to see me get deputy on a professional level, it didn't. I mean, honestly, to me, it didn't matter because my end goal was deputy, and so whatever it took, I guess, to get there within reason was what I went with. But it
Mm.
was very uncomfortable.
How come you didn't bring this up to Sergeant or anybody else in the department?
Well, that day was the first time that uh, he had like said that, where I had dash cam of it. Like one of the reasons there's the other pants comment somewhere in there, but that was like I said, it's a little hard to locate at the moment, but I knew exactly
Oh,
where
I
that one
feel
would
you
be.
there. I know exactly what you mean.
Right. So so I was gonna wait, like sometimes if you have issues, it's not like best. It's like, investigations. You just like kind of build it up before you can actually go out and get a warrant and that sort of thing. You got to have all your ducks in a row. So I guess I was kind of working on that and just seeing like if I just get, there, I don't know. The whole thing, I mean, I'm not saying I did the best way of dealing with it, but wasn't sure like if I had enough, I guess.
Would you say that's contributes to the reason in which you resigned?
Yes. Well, I felt bad too. It was all frustrating. I've had last couple days have been very frustrating for me. That was, I feel like there was a lot of failure in my higher command and the situation in that stop that I had last night. I think that my higher command, both parties actually did not do what they could have done like the best. They didn't handle it the best way, I should say. I felt that when the sergeant walked up to the vehicle and listened to only the driver's point of view and didn't ask for my reasoning was very unfair to me. And then when he had an alternative, like, or he didn't give me an alternative and tell me why. So like when I think about it now, reckless endangerment, like after I review like the dash cam from that too, reckless endangerment would have fit better on that than what I had. So yeah, I don't disagree that I had the wrong charge, but I hadn't charged anything at that moment, and it could have been, you know, discussed and trained on it, and nobody spoke to me about it after. I just
Okay.
did, I started writing the warrant. I didn't have anything sent in yet when I was writing the warrant, and I was helped write the warrant. And I had actually brought up to my FTO about reckless endangerment during that conversation. He said no. So I feel like that was really frustrating for me, and that he was going to get in trouble. But it was just like multiple people. It was just unfair to just start. I don't know. Maybe he didn't tell me completely what's going on either. Like I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong necessarily. Like maybe I didn't have the right charge or whatnot, but I don't think I did anything wrong with how I like with pulling him over or anything like that. I just
No.
think that I wasn't guided in that situation, and then some of it was confusing, or the sergeant had the wrong impression of what I had done after. And yeah, that was just frustrating for me. And I didn't think it was necessarily all Lombardi's fault. I just think there was a lot that could have been learned from the situation, and then just the aggressive handling of it. Just like that's why I don't have confidence right there, I guess, is what I'm saying. That it's to have that in the back of your mind when you're trying to learn is like very scary.
No, I
Like if they're going to
understand.
hand them down, like your suspensions or your strikes, like I feel as though when I went to that conversation with y'all that you're ready to either, to strike me, let me go, or I don't know, suspend me. I feel like when I gave my testimony, I guess, in a way, that was like, oh, wait a second, we don't actually know everything that did, happen. So then you guys thought about it and had a conversation with Lombardi. But I could be wrong. That's just how I felt during the conversation. And then when I found out what happened with Lombardi, it was just like, this is why I can't get confident when I'm out there, because I'm so scared that if I mess up, it's over with.
No. No, you're a cadet, ma'am. That's the time to mess up. If I'm being
And Miss
honest
Price,
with you,
I'm a perfectionist.
I feel the same way about myself.
I
I
like to
take
do my best.
my mistakes very hard. I myself have also been striked. And I will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I shouldn't, that Mr. Lombardi was suspended because we did not want to strike him at the time, because that would have been a third strike, which could have resulted in his termination. We
Right.
wanted to have the opportunity to investigate it more and fully understand the situation, as with any investigation. Um, make sure that we have
Yeah.
all of the information.
Yeah.
I will also tell you that the sergeant that went down there um, did his best to diffuse a situation. I believe, from what I was told, from Mr. Lombardi at least, as well as the sergeant. whose name eludes me at Barlow. There you go. At this point in time, that the driver of the vehicle was a little bit aggressive. Uh,
Yes. I think that's actually the first time I haven't been able to diffuse it myself. But I think it was also because I wasn't confident in that charge. I had originally brought it up myself, but when I was there and they were discussing it, I guess I kind of froze as I was looking for additional guidance on helping me with this, and then it felt like he wasn't stepping in because I guess he agreed with my charge. But I'm not. Yeah, I totally get why he came down there, and of course the driver asked for a higher officer to come to the scene, which that's fine. Like, but I because I know that I can usually diffuse it. In fact, the night prior, which was another issue that was kind of annoying for me, I did diffuse a situation for two corporals when I was just driving by with Lombardi, and then was just handed off that stop that I did not make. So yeah, while I didn't have maybe control of that one, I don't think we all always have the best control of every single scene that we're going to go into.
yeah, I would agree. We need to work on our
Sometimes
scene
people,
control.
well, that, and then also this guy was also irritated just because he was right. That was the third stop tonight. In my defense, he had three different vehicles, and I don't know his vehicles, and I don't know it's him until I run that plate after making the stop. So I could see where he was also frustrated with me.
I mean, that's okay for him to be frustrated if he's driving around like he ain't got no sense. Expect to get stopped.
Right,
I don't know what to tell him.
right. And I should have taken his license that first time, and I told him I wasn't, even though his last report said that he should have his license revoked if he had another first degree speeding ticket. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, I get that frustration, but that's going to happen. Like, I know you have a few people sometimes, you know, coming for you, and it's just what it's going to be when you're an officer. So I mean, obviously I want control of it, but it was a learning experience for me not being confident in the charge. That's what happened. They took control of me.
In my experience, if I'm ever not confident in a charge, I usually think it's better. There's a reason that I'm not confident in the charge, and then I either drop it altogether or I look for something that fits it better.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's what. Yeah.
Um,
There's mistakes.
it's okay to make mistakes, like I said. Nobody ever wants to fire anybody. That's not why we're here. We are all a team. We want to work together and progress together and help each other improve. We're not sitting in an office being like, oh, I can't wait to strike the next person. I've never struck anybody before. I can't wait to pop my strike cherry. I don't think anybody's ever sitting around, waiting to do that. Sometimes
I would
disciplinary
hope so.
actions are necessary.
I would
Uh,
hope not. But sometimes people, the power can also go to their head. So, yeah, I guess just gotta learn to take some things that people say with a grain of salt, or however that saying goes.
um, I just have a couple of additional questions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my first question is, did you ever? I don't even know how to ask this. Did you ever like return or reciprocate the advances of Mr. Lombardi? You ever flirt with him or anything?
I would say yes, before I became a cadet, until I learned.
Okay. And then my other question is, regarding, you spoke with me last night during your processing about how you left a suspect in the cells and went off duty. Are you able to tell me about that?
What's that got to do with?
Well, I just wanted to
The
know for my personal link, why did you just leave him in the cells and go off duty?
Well, there was other people there too. I mean, I just didn't completely abandon them, but the situation was very stressful, as I felt like nobody was paying attention to me that whole time. While I understand there was other things happening, but there was an officer that came to the situation and basically like shrugged at it and went downstairs. I had stopped him outside before he went to the building to warn him that gas had been spilt all over the building, and he didn't seem to care that there was like destruction happening at MRPD. He
Oh,
had a
that
95 with
situation.
him. Yeah, he had a 95 with him, but like he also put that person in danger as well, because there's gas, and they could have lit that place on fire at any moment. So it was like my seriousness of the situation wasn't being taken seriously, and that was extremely after the night prior with the corporal, and then that happening, and then also when I was taking my flight lessons earlier that afternoon yesterday, that same officer called me a he and got smart with me, I guess not knowing who I was, because a lot of people don't call me by the right name. And I just felt like he was just an ass, for lack of a better word right now. And I had to keep repeating the same thing to everyone. I think Shamu had a bunch of different things that I didn't have, and then all I was trying to do was just stop these people from damaging the police department, like, and just get them out of the building, basically. But nobody was really, everyone was just so confused, and it was just really frustrating. I'm not saying I did the best thing there. I definitely should not have left, but I thought I was going to say things that I shouldn't say, and I was just trying to keep myself from getting in trouble with my words.
Okay. Well, I mean, in the future, I mean, well, if I don't know, I guess I would
Right.
have
I
taken
understand.
a moment and walked away to collect myself. If I felt the
True.
need to go off duty, if I was too overwhelmed by a situation, um, I would have at least informed a different officer, hey, I need to go and take care of some things. Can you handle this for me? Might have been a better
Right.
option.
Just communicate your frustration a little better like that. Yeah. No, I get it.
Um, just a couple more questions if I can find it. Did you attempt to break into local citizens' vehicles or attempt to steal any vehicles?
The attempt to break into vehicles.
Ah, yes, last
Yeah.
night.
Lombardi was chasing me. I was trying to get a vehicle to get away. I did.
Did you smash up his car with a baseball bat?
I didn't smash it up with a baseball bat.
If Mr. Lombardi was chasing you and you felt uncomfortable, how come you did not call for police?
Because he was. I don't think he was able to hurt me. So I thought I was going to be able to. I knew, like, at least on the other side of Mirror Park, there would be a bike area for me to rent a bike. So I just run over there.
And somebody said you ran off into the lake.
Yeah, I went for a swim right before a storm.
Okay. At any point in time,
And
did
that's
you
after I left him.
left him handcuffed in the driveway?
No, I did not leave him handcuffed in the driveway. I do have that footage
Okay.
to email you.
I'm not sure if you were off duty, if that would be admissible. I wouldn't mind
Oh.
looking at it, I guess. At any point in time, did you discharge your taser
Um.
or brandish a
Yes, I did.
firearm?
I did. Yes, my taser. Yes.
Did you ever point a gun?
point my gun, no.
What were you firing your taser at?
The fence.
At the fence? Did you strike Mr. Lombardi with the taser?
Yes.
Why did you strike Mr. Lombardi with the taser?
Out of anger.
Oh my god. And why were you angry at Mr. Lombardi?
Because he was constantly stressing me out and trying to play games. And then he got mad at me because I showed up at the, what is it? I guess the boat rental down by the beach, 349 or something is a postal. He's mad because I showed up there with somebody because he was trying to like basically, I guess, set up like me to go out on a jet ski, which is me and him.
And you brought somebody else.
And yeah, and he's constantly trying to like play these games, and it just really pissed me off after everything I've already went through that night. So
I'm trying to put together this timeline. First, you guys are
Mhm.
on duty, and we have the conversations at Mission Row, and
right,
you go off duty. At some point in time, you resign and hand over your police equipment to Sergeant or Trooper Starks, and
right.
then
That is when you were outside with the guy that was passed out or something. Though his wearing orange at his vehicle,
yeah, he got his
and
drive-by
he.
shooted,
Oh,
something
oh
of that
wow.
nature.
Okay, so that's when that happened
Okay,
because I emptied the items out of my locker.
so then what happened next? Like you met up with Lombardi at the docks with another individual, or what happened between?
So I was with gosh, I don't even know this guy's last name. So I actually had looked him up before that on MDT to make sure he wasn't a criminal, and I looked up the wrong person apparently. I found out
DJ
later
Cole.
after. Okay, yes, that guy.
I
I was
thought it
with
was
him, and I
curious you
went.
did arrive at Mission Row with a,
Right.
affiliated gang member.
Uh,
I'm not gonna lie, I
yeah.
went and looked at his license plate.
So I
Document that
did, but I don't.
information.
I thought I did that too, but it came up with no charges. I don't know what I did wrong there. He later told me that he had a long list of charges. Um, and admitted to some crimes, but no, that's a whole other thing. He him and I went over to the the motels at
Yes,
538,
I'm not gonna do that.
and I got a motel room because I have so much food apparently in my locker and in my cars. I was like full, so I went and got a motel room, and as I was like transferring everything from my car, my pockets, doing all that fun stuff, um, Lombardi called and asked me. I told him I was going to come. And then we went to, then we went to ammunition. And that's where I bought my heaviest, my heavy pistol. And then I bought the bat there as well. And then I met Lombardi. And then from there, we went up to Pillbox because CJ had gotten hurt. And then I told CJ I was going to go to take a nap or to go to bed. And I asked Lombardi to take me to Garage B so I could get my car from there because I had two vehicles. And when we went to Garage B, he asked me not to fly out. So I was like, oh, I'll show you my new my motel room that I just got today. And that's when we went to the motel room with his vehicle. I never got my vehicle out. And that's when we went from there, and I took him to his house.
You took it to his house in Mirror Park.
Yes.
And where was it that you cuffed him up and put duct tape on him? Is that your apartment?
Yes.
And then you took him to his house.
Yes. And
And
I took him out of handcuffs there.
took him out of
And
handcuffs
did it in
there.
front of Norin.
Okay.
Yeah. Norin says they're at issue because he came up with his gun. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And I was uncuffing him. And I told him there was no issue.
Okay. At what point in time did you strike his vehicle with a baseball bat?
I struck his vehicle with my foot.
Okay, you didn't use the baseball bat. You did kick his car, though.
I don't remember using the baseball bat.
Okay.
I did kick his. I believe I told you this. I kicked his windshields
Okay.
because what he was happened was like I let him. I took him out of the handcuffs, right? And that's after he also chased me around from the parking lot. I went back up there because Norn was up there. And I was like, what do you want from me? I told you to go. Like, you're just chasing me around. And he's like trying to tell me, oh, you're going to be a great officer, blah, blah, blah. You're ruining yourself. And it was just making me mad. So I kicked his windshield in. And then I ran off. And that's when I ran down around Mirror Park and went to the water.
Okay. At what point in time did you taser him?
That was when we first pulled up to his house and we were in the backyard.
Okay. So you go from your apartment to Mirror Park in his car, and then you go around to the back of his house. Is he still cuffed up at that point when you tasered him?
Yeah.
Okay, so while he was cuffed, you discharged your taser into him, and you went around to the front and uncuffed him and kicked in his.
No, that's when I ran down the street away and he chased me.
Okay, he chased you. After you uncuffed him, or he was in cuffs?
No, he was in cuffs.
Okay. So after you taser him, you go
Sounds
run and he
making me sound a
chases
little
after
crazy
you.
here, Kelly.
I think you're doing a pretty good job of that yourself, to be honest. I feel
Look,
like there's a
scorn woman.
why
It was very
why
stressful.
did you feel scorned?
Because I don't like people constantly trying to play games. I hear he's talking crap and making it seem like I was trying to come after him. Like multiple times he told people this. And then like he would just act it'd just be a totally different person when he's with around me and like messaging me
You think maybe he was
and asking me to go
jealous?
out for drinks. Oh yeah, that's right. Good point there. So yesterday, I was doing my my heli training, and we were I don't even know somewhere. I think it was actually near the area. Where's that? Let me look real quick.
They both need
I
to go.
think it's somewhere near like the beach. There's like some helicopter landings. But anyways, we were down in the 300s there on the beach somewhere. And some reason Lombardi shows up there during my helicopter test or training.
Oh, excuse me. I get excited and stand on the table sometimes.
I get it. So he shows up there just randomly for no apparent reason, says nothing to us, and leaves. And then he's constantly talking crap about my flight instructor or like anyone that will hit on me at any scene. And like all the guys do that to all the police officers. It's nothing new. I don't know why he gets so offended by it. But yeah, he would get like really jealous. And then even my flight instructor made a comment about it because when we were doing the cadet training with Gamble, I think the day before last, down at the airport, that flight instructor had come down there as well. And I guess I was talking to him while the other ones were out. Like I wasn't like supposed to be doing anything or anything like that. I was just standing around waiting. So I went and talked to him, and they had drove in there and they brought the helicopter in there, and I guess Lombardi told them they needed to like clear the vehicle out and because we're doing training or whatnot, and they like got into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and he just said that it seemed like ever since he started doing the flight lessons with me, Lombardi had an issue with him.
Was Lombardi there part of the training?
He was there for all of it. He
Oh.
made sure he was the person in the car with me.
I really feel like I would have said something, and I would have been like, I don't feel comfortable with this guy as
It's
my
very
FTO.
stressful. It's all so much. It's just drama.
No, it is drama. It does seem
I feel
very
like I'm in a
stressful.
soap opera or something right now.
It sounds like a soap opera, or like I think I saw this on High School Musical. Maybe an
Without,
episode of Glee,
maybe we should start singing. I don't know.
something to that effect. Um,
Right.
my question still remains though. Why did you never bring any of this? If it was causing so much stress, making you feel uncomfortable, why did you never mention it to a different FTO or a sergeant?
I don't have a good reason for that. I just don't want to cause any waves. I feel like I was already based on just how uh, my behavior as far as when I was a administrative assistant with Melody and kind of whatever Melody's antics were that kind of got passed on to as mine as well were already like in the the thoughts of people, so I had a lot more to prove. um I'm not saying again that I do think I should have said something, but I didn't, and that's just fortunately what it was.
Like, what were her
I've
antics?
had to I've
Was
been
she like,
trying like huh
describe her antics that you feel like you got roped
like that
into?
we're goofy and we weren't serious. I know that she like a lot of people thought that she was flirting with people constantly in the building or whatnot when she's on duty. So I don't think people thought that of me. But I do know that I was, an acquaintance of hers,
Do you
and I was
believe
afraid that
that
that would be the same.
you believe that you like asked for the attention with your actions or something? That that how you
No,
felt?
no, no. I just felt that like that I was just attached to it automatically. There was one situation where we dressed up as nurses when I think Finch was sick and pretended to give him medicine, and I know that um, then Captain Olivia was not happy about that, but I did not know about like the relationship. Like I was brand new to the department in any way at that point. So,
Okay.
and nor was it like to be anything more than just being silly, but all those things were like in the back of my mind whenever I first became a cadet. So I felt like I just had more to prove because of that.
Is there anything um that I have not asked that you would like to add?
No, I feel like I've already incriminated myself enough here. So that's great.
You're not wrong. She's not wrong.
How do we just get through this? Like, do I should am I able to talk to the DA now?
Actually, he called me. I should probably call him back and see what he wants.
I mean,
What
if
is
we
it
could
called?
just go ahead and work something out so we can all move on and it be whatever.
Okay, give me a second. Let me call. Maybe he talked to that lawyer.
I just want to say one thing. If Lombardi was genuinely scared for his life and thought I was harming him, he had plenty of opportunity to leave.
Hello.
How are you, Kelly?
I'm good. Sorry I missed your call.
No, I had a butt dial. You're all good.
Oh, wow. I feel
I.
real special. You should have
I'm
made something
sorry.
up and been like, oh, yeah, by the way. Um, Actually, I called you back as well. I have Miss Hazel Peyton here with me. She is currently out on bail for some charges, and she wished to speak with somebody from the DA's office regarding a plea deal of some sort.
Yeah. Send it. Head to if you're with her, head to 389. I gotta meet Lily there now. I'll head there now.
Okay, that's the DA's office, right?
Yeah.
Right, we'll be right down. See you soon.
Okay. Sounds good.
So far away. I love this
Where is
building.
it?
This is Power Street, Alta Street, I think. Maybe Alta Street. Place is a little bit out there, but it is very quiet.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's the wrong door. I'm just checking it.
Oh.
I feel like this is going to the
Right.
basement. I feel
It
like
does
we've
feel
gone
like I'm
down
going to a
way
basement.
too many
It feels
flats.
like I'm at
Oh, let me
MC
find this door. I'm trapped. Help.
Oh God.
Ha. Here we go.
Had to unlock it. Oh, what? See, it's like a hidden thing. It's like you're going into a storage closet and then bam.
It's true. I had an office in there. Always forget. I'm gonna just walk through here. Very good security system.
Yeah, I see that. Because you did not just have guns on you.
No, I never carry guns on me. I use my
Never.
words.
Not Kelly Price.
Right.